and ability to cut off the ring is more, and he's bigger and stronger, and I think, you know, there's a risk there for Crawford, but this is why you tune in, right? Crawford keeps doing the amazing.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are set to restore boxing's prestige for fans still reeling from the spectacle of the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. Let's be honest, calling that a sport is a stretch. But now, Crawford and Canelo are stepping up to remind everyone what true greatness in the ring really looks like.
Looking for the big fight, Crawford Canelo. Now we're preparing for this. You want to do everything, Crawford.
Their May 2025 clash is a tribute to boxing's legacy, a pure, untainted battle of skill and heart.
Yo, Turki, tell him we going for Canelo next.
Yes! Let's go! Canelo, come on!
These two undisputed champions are stepping into the ring not for fame, but to prove why they reign supreme in the sport. The Tyson-Paul fiasco? It'll be a distant memory once Crawford and Canelo deliver a masterclass that leaves everyone in awe. Get ready for a fight so authentic, so epic, it's bound to dominate every conversation in the boxing world.
Text me yesterday if is it possible to talk about the Crawford fight for February or meet to yesterday here in Los Angeles with him.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, two undisputed champions from entirely different weight classes, are set to share one stage that could redefine the boundaries of what's possible in boxing. If you thought Crawford's 2023 domination of Errol Spence Jr. was legendary, this showdown promises to raise the bar to an entirely new level.
Has the Canelo fight, you know, realistically left your mind once he said he's not interested, or you still pursuing it?
Not at all. You know, I think business talk. You know, with the
Crawford may be 36, but don't let that fool you, he's an absolute force in the ring. As the first fighter in the four-belt era to hold undisputed titles in two weight divisions, his accomplishments are unmatched. And let's not forget how he didn't just beat Errol Spence Jr., he dismantled him with a 9th-round TKO, making it look like a sparring session. Crawford has been tearing through weight classes like levels in a video game, and now he's ready to jump an incredible 21 pounds to face Canelo. That's not just a challenge, it's borderline insane. But if anyone can pull off the impossible, it's Bud.
How can you, a man coming from 147, I know he's a great man. Crawford is a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody.
Now, let's talk about Canelo Alvarez, the 33-year-old king of the super-middleweight division. His record says it all, 59 wins, 2 losses, and 39 knockouts. He's been ruling the 168-pound division like an unstoppable force. Just last year, he easily dispatched Jamie Munguia and Edgar Berlanga without breaking a sweat. Canelo's power, precision, and adaptability make him a dangerous opponent for anyone. He's already shown he can hold his own against bigger fighters, though Dimitri Bivol was a rare exception. But let's not dwell on that too much.
Turki Alalshikh say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look, I'm 100% focused on this fight.
Why does this fight matter so much? It's more than a clash of champions, it's about legacy. Crawford is making a bold move, jumping 2 entire weight classes to pit his speed and technical brilliance against Canelo's size and raw power. This is the kind of fight that defines careers or shatters them. And let's not overlook the setting, Saudi Arabia. The land of oil and limitless wealth is making this showdown possible, with rumored paydays that are nothing short of record-breaking. When record-breaking and boxing are mentioned in the same sentence, you know it's not small change. Saudi Arabia has been pouring money into combat sports like it's monopoly cash, and this fight might just become the crown jewel of their efforts.
I think that Crawford could beat him, because Crawford is a big 147 fighter and is strong as well, which a lot of people don't give him the credit.
Let's not pretend this will be an easy ride for Crawford. Sure, he already moved up to 154 pounds and took out Israel Madrimov to claim the WBA world title, a feat that was nothing short of impressive. But 168 pounds is an entirely different challenge. Adding another 14 pounds to his frame is no small task, and that's where things get tricky. Speed, stamina, power, how much of that stays intact when you're carrying the equivalent of 2 Thanksgiving dinners?
Everybody keeps bringing up Canelo. I think that's weird, you know, because you'd have to gain like, what, 20 pounds?
Yeah.
But they say that's the money fight. That's the mega fight. That's the money fight. That's the only thing that makes sense for Terence Crawford.
Well, you know what I mean? Catch weight. You can do something at a catch weight.
What weight you think?
Probably like 160 or something.
But you said 154 is the highest you want to go.
Yeah.
Experts are already weighing in, and opinions are split. David Benavidez, who knows a thing or two about battling bigger opponents, thinks Crawford might be biting off more than he can chew. On the other hand, Demetrius Andrade praises Crawford's skills but acknowledges that Canelo's size and agility could be overwhelming. These aren't just hot takes, they're valid concerns. Meanwhile, Canelo hasn't exactly been eager to make this fight happen. At first, he dismissed the idea, saying it wasn't worth it. And you can see his point. If he wins, critics will say Crawford was too small. But if he loses? The internet would go into a frenzy. However, enter Saudi Arabia and their bottomless bankroll. With the right price on the table, Canelo recently hinted he's open to the fight.
What do you think about Terence Crawford calling out Canelo?
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much.
Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is the kind of showdown that could redefine boxing history. On one side, you have Crawford, a technical mastermind who dissects opponents like he's solving a complex puzzle. On the other, there's Canelo, a powerhouse who has dominated the 168-pound division with an iron grip. This fight isn't just about titles or even money, though let's be honest, money's part of it. It's about legacy, high stakes, and a stage big enough to showcase the greatness of both fighters.
If Crawford and Canelo were to come to fruition, you see that being competitive, still even with the 21-pound difference, Jim?
If I'm Crawford, I don't want to have to go up to 168 pounds to get the fight. I want to somehow gull Canelo into thinking that it's okay to fight him at, best of all possible.
Let's start with Crawford. This guy is a masterclass in adaptability. Against Errol Spence Jr., he didn't just win, he put on a performance so one-sided it felt like Spence wandered into the wrong sport. Crawford landed 50% of his power punches, while Spence could only manage 13%. That's not just dominance, it's a boxing clinic. And it's not just Spence, Crawford does this to everyone. He finds your weakness mid-fight, exploits it, and makes it look effortless. But Crawford's move up in weight has been, let's say, an adventure. Against Israel Madrimov, he completely changed his style, becoming more aggressive and less reliant on movement. Trading punches with a bigger guy was a bold move, but it worked, sort of. While he won, it raised questions about how much his power will carry into higher weight classes. Now, at 168 pounds, Crawford is stepping into uncharted territory, where opponents aren't just bigger, they're built to absorb the kinds of punches that flatten smaller fighters. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Crawford hasn't been knocking out bigger guys the way he did in lighter divisions. Facing someone like Canelo, who's made a career of taking big shots without flinching, could pose a serious challenge. Canelo's ability to cut off the ring and apply relentless pressure is unmatched. He's taken down technical fighters, power punchers, and everyone in between, with a knockout rate of 65% at 168 pounds. He possesses the kind of power that makes opponents second-guess their life choices. But he's not perfect. His punch output tends to dip in the later rounds, and against a fighter who moves as much as Crawford, that could be a significant problem. We saw this firsthand against Dimitri Bivol, where Canelo struggled to keep up with a more mobile opponent. If Crawford can exploit that same weakness, we might just have a fight on our hands.
We're looking for the big fight, Crawford Canelo. Now we're preparing for this. You want to do everything, Crawford?
Of course, the experts have a lot to say. David Benavidez believes Crawford is walking into a fight with bigger opponents at 168 pounds, where fighters can take punches that would flatten welterweights. He thinks Canelo's experience at this weight could be the deciding factor. Demetrius Andrade, a big fan of Crawford's technical skills, is also unconvinced. While he respects Crawford's abilities, he doesn't see him overcoming Canelo's size, strength, and adaptability. Meanwhile, Saudi promoters are throwing around cash like it's nothing, offering each fighter anywhere between $50 million and $100 million. Yes, you read that right. The Saudis are building a reputation for hosting mega events, and this fight fits perfectly into their vision. It's not just about the money, it's about putting boxing on a global stage and making high-stakes fights like this a reality.
Power. Or by no power? Yeah. We're not to roll with punches. We're not to take power. You take your power away from. How you take a power punch? Take the power away from a puncher. Let's know. No, I ain't gonna tell you. You should know.
Slide off, take something off the shot here and there.
That's what
For Crawford, this fight is about proving that skills can overcome size. A win would cement his place as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in history. He's not just chasing a payday, he's chasing a legacy. But let's be real, this is the biggest challenge of his career, and the odds are stacked against him. For Canelo, it's about silencing the doubters. A win over Crawford would add yet another chapter to his already legendary resume. And let's not forget, Canelo thrives on taking risks, whether it's moving up to fight bigger opponents or taking on technically superior fighters. He's never backed down from a challenge. So, what's the deal? Fans are split. Canelo's size, power, and experience make him the favorite, but Crawford's speed, technique, and adaptability make him the wild card. This fight is the definition of unpredictable, and that's what makes it so exciting. Everyone has an opinion, but nobody really knows how it'll play out until these two step into the ring. This isn't just another fight. It's a moment. A clash of two undisputed champions, each with everything to lose and even more to gain. With Saudi money on the table, it's looking like it's going to happen, and when it does, it'll be the kind of event that boxing fans talk about for decades. Buckle up, this could be the fight of the century.
Canelo versus Crawford, the biggest fight in the game.
Yeah, I mean, like when you're looking at Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, this is the next thing.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to TKOH for more knockout content. From fight breakdowns to real-time reactions, we've got it all right here. Until next time, stay sharp, stay strong, and keep your guard up.